Hi Ben, how are you? Ben, thanks again for the VideoAmp. Sorry it took me so long to even plug this in. But Ben, you have a fantastic, absolutely fantastic device here. I'll show you the little setup I did here, Ben. So it's a PC using an old ATI card, simply because it has a DVI-I output. And at the moment I have HDMI hooked up for this screen, and I have the DVI going out through this. The setup is absolutely simple. I mean, it couldn't be easier. You plug in your USB. This is your amp board. You plug in your USB, you plug in the VGA cable from the analog out on the card, and then you open the software. So it took me, like, literally, Ben, it took me 2 minutes to set up. So I ran your software as administrator. And under video, I set it to, I'm more familiar with this, for 2560 from VideoAmp as a super resolution, and I clicked on write and I clicked on restart. And then it appears there. So a couple of small notes, Ben. Again, you probably know all this yourself. But I'm just going at it from the point of view of if you're using like, this is basically a replacement for ATI cards. This is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. But if you're using an ATI card with EMU driver and you configure it all, you will actually get the options to choose. So this is the second monitor. This is the CRT here, screen number 2. So we're looking here at the HDMI screen, and this is screen number 2. So first difference is this: when I choose 640/480, which is usually what I would do on using EMU driver, it goes like that. You're getting it's being displayed, but only on like a fifth of the screen. So you have to really use it like this in that resolution. Now when that's in place, if I make a small change to VideoAmp, so let's go into VideoAmp and have a look at this. Okay, so I put in the monitor, instead of monitor being custom, I put in the monitor as generic 15, and I did the super resolution to 2560 as matches. Now once that's done, you're pretty much laughing. You open MAME, it's hard to navigate at this really wide resolution. That's why having 640/480 working would be ideal. But anyway, let's load up, I don't know, something normal, say Final Fight. There you go, Ben, absolutely amazing. So you have there the video resolution of this is 384 by 224, and it's 29 Hertz, and this switch res resolution is 2560 by 240, and it's just pretty much the same frequency, 59.8. So yeah, this one is perfect. So then, like, how easy would that be to set up? You plug in the VGA, you plug in the USB, you run your app, done. No messing around with test mode, no messing around with, you know, custom drivers. So this board is fantastic. Now, if we want to get really into it with EMU driver, and you publish all your modes that are available, if you try to run a game like, say, Mortal Kombat, okay, so it's not a standard 60 hertz. Let's see if we can find this here. Oh, here it is. So again, we're getting Mortal Kombat, and in the arcades this is 410 by 256 at 54 hertz, and in this case the switch res is 2560 by 240p 59. So you can see it doesn't match exactly. Now, I mean, the benefit of this is that you don't have to mess around with your, you know, usually you'd have to adjust the vertical height on this. So I'd have to go in, if I was playing it on the arcade, I'd have to play around with the remote board, and if I'm playing it on the TV, you'd have to adjust it there. So there is a benefit to having like this, but obviously the downside then is you're going to get a bit of tearing, because it's not matching the exact frequency of the game. Yeah, so if you look at the people scrolling there, you can see a bit of judder on it. So yeah, that would be the only thing you could potentially look at, Ben, is getting it. Now I tried this. I'll show you what I tried, okay? Tell me if this is in any way a chance of this working, because if this worked, I think it would be absolutely perfect. Okay, so imagine this worked, Ben, already. Let's pretend we are using full EMU driver. So you go into your video mode maker. And let's go into edit settings. So let's choose generic. Now let's get a bit more into this. So we don't care about this video card because we're using your adapter, but we're really interested in the modes and generating the mode lines to load in your VideoAmp app, plus output this to MAME. So if I go into user modes, make sure I'm selecting user mode super, and I go into MAME and I choose the MAME path, and I click OK, and then I generate modes. So I get all these modes being generated. So this generates this file here with these modes. Okay, so now if I go into VideoAmp and I choose full custom, import mode line, let's choose this. No, so this is all the modes imported. Compare these side by side. Them there. So let's write these. Restart the video. And because I exported to MAME, So there's the mode line lists. Let's try it now. So the main difference is the monitor is now set to custom instead of generic 15. And again, if this was the real EMU driver, you'd have your pop-up here. So this is pretty much what you'd see on the real EMU driver. You'd see all your resolutions. Fantastic. Now obviously you would use desktop mode like this. But again, we can't because we have that half the screen missing. So the best we can do is this. Hard to see, but that's 2560 by 560. So problem one, Ben, is just trying to get the 640 480 working. That would be ideal. Now let's go show only on 2. And let's run Groovy Man. So we get that message there about switch res could not find the mode. I don't even know what that is. Is that Mortal Kombat? Yeah, switch res doesn't find a mode, so I can only get Groovy Man working if I set it to generic 50, and I can't get it working like it would with EMU driver. So with EMU driver, you have it set to custom, you export your modes, and then when you play a game like Mortal Kombat, it will run it at 54. It will run it at the frequency of the actual game itself. So let's see what happens here if I click OK. Yeah, so I don't actually know what it's running at. So switch res could not find a video mode. Still plays. No. No, not getting anywhere with that one. Actually, you can hear it in the background. Yeah, it looks a bit funky. Yeah, so anything else? And yeah, another small thing is I checked on the scope. This is grounded here, so let's have a look. This is the sync pin, and it's perfect, you know, 15 kilohertz with about 400 millivolts. You can see that there. So sync is good. Haven't done a speed test, a lag test at all, and I mean, I'm sure it's perfect, but I'll try and do that next weekend. I also, at the moment, I've just been testing on a regular CRT TV. It's a Bang & Olufsen. It's a BioVision 1. Again, I've loads of CRTs here. I've got a twin driving cab which has 2 Wells Gardner D9200. So and I've lots of PCs. So this is one PC, and this is another one here. So this one is set up with EMU driver. So I'll be able to, on the twin driving cab, I'll be able to hook up this one to the left and this one to the right, and then we can do some comparisons of them. But I think, man, like if it was possible to get this part work, like if you could somehow tap into this video mode maker, you know, and then at the end, oh, so you same thing, you choose the type of monitor that you have. The video card you don't need to select because it's going to be your card. The user modes, you choose super, and then you choose your MAME, and then, you know, go through all that process and then generate modes. And then at the end, what I was doing there was loading up that mode file, but you know, you could maybe tap into this, maybe work with Calamity on that. So when you click on install modes, it installs it to your, it basically does this part. But like I said, when I did this, unfortunately it doesn't work in Groovy MAME unless you set it to generic 15. So even though I install these modes, these are the modes here that get installed. And this is the line that gets added. But it's this part here. Super resolution would always be 2560, but unless this says generic 15, you have to use custom in order to use these ranges. And once I use custom, then you get that error that it's not able to set the mode line, even though it looks like it's going to work, because these are all here, all these resolutions, you know. So am I doing something stupid? You know, there they all are there, 248, 264, 280, like they're all there. Kind of looks like it should work, doesn't it? So yeah, if that could work, like it looks like they're listed, but for some reason SwitchRes can't find these. And the other thing then is this 640/480, because we kind of need to use that for desktop. And it looks like it's going to work, but it doesn't. Ben, sorry, I'm waffling on here. So tomorrow I'm going to bring home from work a DP to VGA adapter and try it out then on this card. So this is a TI 2080, bit of a beast, but as you can see, there's no analog out on these. So, do you know, Ben, if that, imagine that worked, plug that in, DP cable into this, so you basically bypass the whole need for an ATI card, for setting up test mode, for installing the Calamity EMU drivers, the hacked drivers, you know, fantastic. And even as it is, you know, setting it to generic 15 works a treat. It's just not perfect in terms of if you're really, you know, oh, I want Mortal Kombat to run at 54 hertz, do you know? But Ben, listen, keep up the good work. This is fantastic. Well done. Super project. Really, really pleased with it. And yeah, well done. Well done. Keep up the good work.